on the road, shall we? Shall we? Who's ready? Who's ready? Who's ready for some? Ready for that shine? Boom, baby, boom. Yeah, rise and shine. It's that morning marijuana motivation time. I'm your host with the mostest, Marky Saint. This is Saint's Addiction. This is a 3D Weed on Shirts, and today we're going to talk about a different belief system. This is important. I don't believe in stress. It's almost like not believing in Jesus, and most people won't ever see it that way. But I promise you, it's alleviated a lot of pain. And for all the depression and all the suffering for people that are out there, I want to give a message to have a different belief system, that the universe is conspiring in your favor, that stressing about it won't fix the topic. And this is Saint's Addiction. Leg out, we outside. So I'm in my life, and it's hectic sometimes. I got shit in my jaw that needs to be surgically removed. I got a big lump of a sack of an ingrown hair that grew in, or run out of money. And I felt the scared, the old school scared. You know what it is, bro. You know what you are, and the way you feel. I don't have to tell you when you have anxiety or stress, or that your mind starts to fuck with you. This is why it's such an inside job, for us to have mental stability. This is why mental health matters the most. And oh my God, the trees are starting to bloom. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I love my life. Look at these little bad boys. Look at the little old bad boys, new bad boys. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about motherfucking time to get that shine. And that's what it's going to take. A shiny brain, a brain that looks for alternatives, a brain that gives itself a break, a brain that doesn't harass itself and hurt itself. And this is what Saint's Addiction was all about. I would spend so much time doubling down on my ignorance instead of my bliss, or that I would freak the fuck out and worry. And instead of worrying, what ended up happening is I took a nap. I said, I'm kind of tired. Took these antibiotics. Didn't have no antibiotics, ran all the way down to the hospital. They didn't give me a prescription. They're like, oh, it's all online now if you are a Finnish citizen. I'm not from Finland. I show up with my American driver's license and they're like, yeah, right, bro. I don't know what you thought you were going to do with that. And I was like, I'm going to shine regardless. It's a commitment. Same like LL Cool J, same like Jesus. Let's go with the Buddha. That we all want to move away from suffering. But the way that we alleviate our pain usually is sideways. Usually I just love a little tree coming out of this bigger tree. Like, what are you doing, bro? You just kicking it? All right, come on in. And we'll throw in the fear element. We'll freak ourselves out. We'll chew all our nails. We'll talk to all our friends, and we'll rile ourselves up in the end, right? We'll just get ourselves all up in our head and all up in our feelings. And they say all up in my feels, because we don't feel that we deserve the situation, or maybe we're making, this is just beautiful. Fucking Finland, just so gorgeous. Like, clean street, beautiful trees. This is why I come here, you know what I mean? And in this decision to stress the fuck out, there's an addiction. I have to mention it because it was something I wasn't aware of, like how powerful I felt when I was angry. Nobody can stop me. I couldn't stop myself. Stress. Let me call everybody. Oh my God, bitch, do you know what he just did? You know what I mean? Drama queens. And watching my heart rate, if you were to document yourself, watching your elevated heart rate, it's almost like a rush. Jumping out of a plane, having sex, fun things give us that rush. It gives us a sense of purpose. And it's only a sense because it's not actual common sense. It's not actual purpose. It's distraction. It's a waste of time. I just watched my whole friends melt. Look at these beautiful flowers underneath here, bro. I love my life! Baby blue skies. And yesterday it was so cold I had to have my gloves, and now it's nice and warm. But smoke my joint and have this conversation with you fine folks. Whoever's watching, listen to me now, feel me now, hear me now, feel me now. I literally had to learn this shit. Neville Goddard, listening to him, Act As If, Napoleon Hill, not being still, and going after, maybe let's throw in some Gary Vee if we have to, and all the possibilities that could be if we allow our brains to have a different belief system. If we are of the system where we're going to pray it away, poke, what we used to call it, poke and hope. When you're playing pool, you're just poking and hoping the ball gets in. This is a solid ball getting in. It was the fact that I stopped putting energy into the drama. It was the fact, and this is a fact, that I could feel myself elevate my own heart rate instead of relax. And I sat still long enough, and I mean no phone in my hand, deep breaths, and just said, "You're here now, Mark. You're here now in Finland." I got friends calling me up going, "I'm so jealous. How do you do it? Is it the print business? Is it the Intersect.ai? How do I work with you?" And I was like, "Join along, bro. I need a sales guy. And he needs my help for the email scraping and the email blasting." And it just became symbiosis. But in my voicemails I got from him was, "You're living the dream, bro. You're living the dream." And I was like, you know what? This is a bit of a dream. A bit of a dream would have incongruent out externals. Here, let's show the flowers on this side. Let's look at beautiful flowers. Part of a dream is kind of hazy on the edges, right? It doesn't make any sense. Like if you've ever had a weird dream, we all have, and you looked at the thing and you were just like, what the fuck was that? I'm fucking my ex and she had an alien face, I don't know, we get incongruent beliefs, but we'll still talk about our dreams. We'll still navigate those things, and we'll try to examine what that dream meant. I'm under the new belief system where I'm trying to examine what use is my energy on stressing. I'm not trying to stress out my blessings. I'm not trying to be in my own way for the solution to occur. And part of that was a belief. And this is hard because you're going to be there without the money, right? Talking about it's going to be expensive to cut it out of your jaw. You don't have travel insurance. Everybody, you got insurance, you got insurance, you got insurance. Insurance has never worked for me, folks. I've traveled the world many times and it's never worked for me. Car goes down, you go inside, fuck the police. You see them? They're trying to cruise by, fuck the police. I went in the police station with my weed shirt high as a giraffe's pussy. And I was just like, y'all see my stickers that are illegal? All my weed designs, anybody? No, nobody wanted to participate. That's fine. But I want to participate. I want to participate in my own life, and part of that had to do with an awakening, if you will. And when people become zealots and they get the holy Jesus and they find the Holy Spirit with it, right? There's some passion in that. It's not drama anymore. You're going to feel a different type of high. I don't know. Should I walk this path? This looks like a cool path to walk this morning. I'm trying to head to the gym, but let's try a new path. I keep telling you, a different belief system. I've never walked this path before, and here's the new path. Spring is in the air. Oh, that's so lovely. And look at this beautiful Ihana. It's just so beautiful. And as one of my old friends professed her love to me, I'm like, that's not the direction it's gonna go, because you believe that if we had sex, I would just leave and you would fall for me and then you would have nothing. Then that's the fear that you put out into the universe. Instead of going, this could be a possibility. I'm only alive once. I would love to have kids with this man. We go, no, it's all fear. God damn, I'm in a fucking... What is this? This is a fairy tale. I'm in a fairy tale, y'all. This is why I come to Finland, man. This is why I love my life. Thank you. Thank you to the gods above. Thank you to the sun god. Thank you to a perspective God that let me see that this too shall pass. Even though I didn't have any solutions, even though I didn't have any money, lo and behold, guess what ended up happening? God damn, this is beautiful. I hope y'all can see this. Make sure my camera is clear. This is just what I love about Finland. Watch, we'll see people biking and all these things, but see the shimmer, see the shine through the trees, and it's nice and warm and it's nice and green. This is what I come to see. Look at this other tree fell on the other one too. Lean on me. And I want you to lean on this when you're not strong. That Not everything is super congruent. Not everything has to match. It just has to work out in the end. And that's what it is, my friends. It's that it's always worked out in the end. And that's a different belief system. That no matter what happens, I'll always have enough money. No matter what happens, I'll always have enough shine. And no matter what happens, this too shall pass. But most of us will be hooked on that shit like, oh no, bro, I don't know, man. Things have to, I don't know how I'm gonna make it work. Look how beautiful this is, Yes. Yes, hoova. We finally got the sunshine. Yo. So, it's like that, making strangers smile, looking at the white flowers on the ground, letting the universe smile upon me instead of spending this whole morning going like, what are my calorie counts, or who didn't call me back, or what stress I can put in the back of my brain to deregulate me and slow me down. Look, somebody put the rocks all the way along here. We in the forest, y'all. We're in the sunny ass forest. We surrounded by trees. It's time to trying to blow some trees, baby. It's time to blow some trees up here. You know what I mean? I just want to smell the fresh air before I smell like smoke, Just that air up there. Look, I told you there would be people hiking. Look, they got kids and everything. Look at the whole situation. They're running from bees and shit. Oh man, what a time to be alive. Do you think they're worried about their bills, bro? They're not on that belief system. You think they're worried about their next meal? They're not on that belief system. And worrying about it won't change the outcome. And that's why we're having this conversation this morning. I wasn't gonna worry about my money. I'm gonna go to that. I'm gonna smoke right on the top of the hill. You see that bench right there? That's me all day. I've never walked this path before. And this is for people that are interested in walking a different path, because I distinctly remember starting this 25 years ago with Terry Prince, and he's going, stressing won't change the outcome. I'm like, bro, if I don't have rent, homie, you don't understand. And I didn't understand that I was talking to myself that way, that I was saying that I don't believe in a different system, that I don't believe that it's possible for the situation. Look at the school trip. It's Museum Road. How cool. I'm a museum whore. I'll do anything for a museum. On my knees, baby, please. Wow. And just like that, there's another path. So when I'm not in the middle of the school cycle or next to the gas station, let these kids walk where they may, I started to talk to myself differently. I started to listen to the megahertz at night. I started to pump myself with the I am affirmation. I am strong. I am wise. I am wealthy. And all those things started to transpire that I wasn't going to go and spend the last of my days biting my nails on a trail that could lead me to different destinations. And lo and behold, little did I believe that I didn't see what was conspiring in my favor. So when I'm getting kicked out of my spot and they're stealing my $1,000, well, let's just show the nature instead of my complaint. And I was tripping. It was just projecting me to go forward. Same with COVID. I was like, I've never been to the Weed Coast before. Man, I had the whole road open. Nothing but open roads all the way up to Washington, except for Canada. They weren't open, but I did the damn thing. Look, somebody else is in here too, getting in how we live. And that's what it is, bro. I wanted to really live. And the only thing that's going to stop you from living is fear. Look at this. Sexy women working out, jogging it up, passing the forest. You know what I mean? Look at this beautiful stumps path here. I'm going to go smoke weed on that bench. But this is where it comes clear. It's not so clear when it's all gloomy and shit and everybody's doing their own shit and everything. Yes. We're both. Excuse me. Here, let me move some trees. There you go. We're looking at the same thing. Fellow human. We're looking at the same thing, same time. I said we both came here at the same time to look at the same thing. Yeah. Yo.
I'm wondering what's going on in here.
Well, it looks like it's a museum because the other sign down there said there's like a museum trail.
Really?
Yeah. But it's cool. You guys in Finland, you guys know how to do it. I'll tell you what.
Kinds of forests.
Yeah, and they put the stump path here. It's nice. And you got a path,
like a pine forest.
Yeah. I'm still looking for the log gym. Do you know the log gym?
I don't know the log gym, but
No, I
there
go
is
to
a
that
gym.
one with, that's just the bars. The other
Yeah,
one has the actual logs that you can lift, and they're made out of logs, so I call it the log gym. Yeah.
I know there is one.
You know
but
what I'm
it's
talking
further
about?
away.
No, it's by Lainola. That's the only one
Oh,
I
I
know
don't
of.
know.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
it's
know.
way too far.
I
But
have no idea.
go
I
be
know
free.
the one over
Go
there.
be free. Get the workout in, girl. I'll see you. Nice ass. So yeah, when we do these things in our lives, right, and we walk on the path, like she went to jog it up, she do got a nice ass though, butts on shirts, y'all. And I looked at my own scenario and go, just how fast my mind could go check out an ass or be attracted or run to some drama. I had to track that down. I had to have a Saints Addiction moment and sit with myself and go, wait a minute, you're chasing these things with reckless abandon, the drama, the scary, so beautiful, and not caring. What if you did care about where your thoughts ran? What if you actually sat yourself down long enough and put the phone down long enough? Most of us, since our whole lives, have never had a pause of 30 minutes, an hour, to let the dust settle, to let a clear moment come or a different option to come. So literally, did I not know that King Ramus will be going on vacation with his new Thai bride and invite me to get a free ride, go driving all the way from Turku, Finland, to Stockholm, Sweden, all the way down to Denmark. I got a free ride when I'm at the least of my monies. How awesome is that? You know what I mean? And how cool is it that I got 3 stickers that were 3 foot by 5 foot long? And then I got 3 sets of business cards. So that's 3,000 business cards that gave me a little bit of change. So I got like $500 in my pocket instead of $40, maybe like 600. But you know what I mean? Like, these things felt so far away. I'm going to get to Denmark. How? When I was sitting on $2,000 in the bank, it was like, just swipe it. And then I want to see it. Well, that's a requirement. That's a boat ride, or you got to take the boat and then a bus. I didn't want to fly. I would just arrive and then I wouldn't get to see any of the countryside. You know what I mean? I wouldn't get to see all of this awesome organizations and trails and cute booties and all these things. I would have missed it just trying to be stuck in my own mud, stuck in my own belief system, like I'm just gonna make it. You know what I mean? Instead of, I'm going to enjoy it. Yeah, man. Instead of stressing on this life, I told my friend, she's like, my skin's breaking out. It's like, mate, I got problems. You got problems. Go to a children's hospital. They got problems. And that's what it is. It's a realignment. It's a total different belief system. You're absolutely right. I'm not a 7-year-old kid with leukemia. I'm not in a hospital. I'm almost 98% healthy, except for this jaw, and I'll take my 90% and I'll smile, because there is no perfection. I only need to cross the finish line. And if you send me a King Ramus that lets me stay for free after the days have expired on my Airbnb and drive me to my next destination, how can I say no? When my business keeps providing me income, I can go as far as I want to go. That's a whole different belief system. That requires being happy. That requires belief that everything's going to be okay. It's not just a mantra, it's a belief. Like, it's always been okay. You could trip about your rent, but you've always paid. You can trip about your future, but it's still coming for you. And you can find a way to bitch and moan about something every day, but you're only killing your shine. You know what I mean? You're only drilling holes in your canoe. And this is why I'm having this conversation with you this morning, is that's what we do. We bitch and moan and wonder why the gods above didn't send us a canoe. And then they sent a helicopter, and then they sent a lover, and you still denied it because you're too scared to love again. How many of us? Scared to take the trip. Scared to see how strong you are on the other side of it. And that's what this is. This is a whole different belief system. I'm not asking you to believe in the new pope. I'm not asking you to choose between Muslim and Catholicism. I'm not asking you to do anything that you don't want to do. What I'm asking you to do is stop stressing your blessings. That's 100%. And join Weed Club, of course. And like, share, and subscribe. But other than that, man, I'd rather you subscribe I'd rather you to cancel your issues, man. Cancel your subscription to issues, man. You got issues, cancel your subscription. It's not helpful. It's not going to get you to operate the way you need to. It's not going to get you to vibrate the way you need to. And it's not going to be able to let you see the blessings that are coming your way the way you need to. And that's what we do. We tweak ourselves out. We run ourselves amok. And we throw this shit into our heads with dread and wonder why we're running around with chickens with our head cut off. I got news for you, son. I got 99 problems, but I don't call them problems, and I don't have problems, and I don't have one. Yeah, I have challenges, just like you in life, you know, that are coming to call the best out of me instead of the worst out of me. You know, you ever been in a relationship where they always got the worst out of you? Right. This is a life where you want to get the best out of it, that you're expecting awesome to happen. He sat there. This is Neville Goddard. No money, no clue how he was going to get to the family function. And he started to believe. He started to live in that moment, like as if he was already there with the plush sheets and the comfy couch and all these things. And I couldn't see it when I was arguing with my roommate in Vegas and he was taking the thermometer off the wall. I couldn't see it. And I was just like, you know what? But I'm going to believe it. I'm going to believe that no matter what happens, I'm still going to be okay. Even if you throw my things out, illegally evict me, throw them into the alleyway, tell me the homeless people are rummaging through my shit. And next thing I know, I'm in a shopping cart pushing my shit in the homeless area, you know, where everybody's sick. And I was just like, wow, how quickly the tables turn. Wait long enough for the tables to turn. Next thing I know, I'm in a Maybach getting picked up with a chauffeur and going through the rich neighborhoods with my Google executive buddy. Within 24 hours, bro, my whole story had changed. I couldn't see that. I couldn't see the play that the universe was sending me. I had no idea King Ramus was going to be married and go on a quick vacation to Switzerland and Spain. I got invited along for the trip. Hell yeah, I'll go. I'll even drive sometimes. And I'll go live if you're watching. You know what I mean? Just to be like, I can go. I'm not even backpacking through Europe. I'm traveling through Europe on somebody else's dime. And they're inviting me along because I have good currency with me. I got human currency with me. I got my vibe up. And that's all that matters. That's all Tony Hsieh wanted. You remember your boy Tony Hsieh? He was paying people double their highest salary just to be happy around him. What a different belief system. What if that was the new religion, was just happy? It'd be delusional instead of being optional. And that's what I wanted it to be. That stress is an option. It's not mandatory. You don't have to rain on your own parade, bro. You know, you can sit here just like me, chill in this motherfucking sun with my spliffy, listen to these birds behind me, and remember that I'm human. I'm alive right now. 98% healthy. I'll take it. Nothing's perfect. I won't pick myself apart and go, you're too fat. Nah, man, I showed up. I keep showing up to the gym. I'm grateful with my body. I'm grateful that it's becoming hard and fighting the infection. I'm grateful for my friends that showed up and knew a doctor that could get me some antibiotics. And he's probably going to do the surgery and cut it out for me. What a fucking blessing. You know, I'm over here counting my blessings instead of my stressings. And that's that pocket I keep telling you. You keep counting this change and you need to count the change in your life. Check that other pocket. It's full of experiences, Christmases, birthdays, and you're probably dissing those blessings by stressing on all the things that you don't have. You know, like Tony Robbins always said, are you the type of person to figure out what you don't got, or can you count what you do have? It's not what you got. It's what you do with what you got that matters. We're all going to get a bum hand in life sometimes. You can't always hit pocket rockets, bro. You ain't got, you're not always going to get aces, you know, but you can ace the test of life and have a different belief system and just go, it's all going to be all right. You know, I'm doing right by myself. I had to sit there and go, Mark, did you work hard enough? I said, yes. That was it. I worked hard enough to get my referrals to call me back. And sure as shit, the phone started to ring and I swiped $1,100 in one day. And then the next day, by the end of the day, one of my referrals had reached out for me for more shirts. And I went, thank you, universe. Thank you, sunshine. Thank you for smiling on me and not leaving me on the side of the road. You never have. And you have, but I made it. And thank you for giving me the peace of mind, which is priceless, to be able to not stress myself out, look for the options, and exercise myself. Exercise those demons. They say you got problems. In Japan, they say you're sick, go in the forest. In Finland, they say you got problems, go in the forest. Take your mood for a walk, bro. Take that attitude and throw it as far as you fucking can and say, fuck you, get the fuck away from me. I'm going to keep going on with my badass life that's still alive. I'm going to push this life as far as I can. And I'm going to go where I'm completely alone, right? Not another human being in sight. And I'm going to go sit with myself and the universe and have that conversation. This is a different belief system. I go talk to the sunshine, the sun god, Amun Ra. And I say, thanks for letting me see another sunrise. Like, thank you for letting me get back in this game, because I could be a beast. I can make phone calls. I was up till about 3 o'clock this morning this dude didn't call me back. He was supposed to swipe his credit card. But these are these things. These are these things that reach out to us and make us the way that we are. And we don't see it because we don't want to believe it. But when you believe it, you become so much more powerful. When you believe in yourself, when you believe in the universe conspiring in your favor instead of against you, when you look for options instead of distractions, I'm telling you, it's transformed my life. I'm sure you'd want a business where you'd make $1,000 a day. I don't even have to tell you that. You know what I mean? But it took me 15 years of doing this. It took me being homeless. It took me sleeping in my car and sleeping on my mom's couch, and she's throwing my shit out. Fine, throw my shit out. I'm going to go travel. I'm going to go expand my business. NSEC.ai is expanding. My buddy's like, can you do email blasting? I'm like, look at this list, bro. Bro, man, I can help you. I needed a sales guy. He's like, I'll be honest with you, I'm going to go door to door. I'm like, I don't need you to go door to door. I need you on some Zoom calls. I need you on some follow-ups. And while you're running around talking to all these businesses, mention the AI service and I'll get you a commission. Straight up. I put it out there in the universe, put out a LinkedIn ad, and my buddy hit me up asking a bunch of questions. Man, you're living the life. I want to come living like you. I'm like, bro, you already do out there in Colombia. Stop it. Stop it. Get out my pocket. Get in your own pocket. Start counting them blessings, man. Reach into this thing and go, what's that change I got? What am I willing to change about myself so my life would change? And then you can start directing yourself. Then you can be like, okay, I'm not at the winds. I developed sails. And it doesn't matter what the currents are. I have a compass. And inside me, I have a belief. And it's stronger than anything. It's stronger than Christianity. It's stronger than a Muslim or Catholicism or whatever else you want to believe in. It's strong for me, man. The faith, the force, is just so strong with me that I really started to believe. I'm like, everything could fall to shit, but it's still fallen into place. And that's really hard to believe. So it's a different belief system. I'm trying to sell you on a new religion. Go ahead, join the cult. But I'm just saying, get on it, because it's a blessing. It's a blessing to not be stressing. It's a blessing to have my peace of mind and a mind of peace. And that's where I'm going to keep it. I'm going to say peace to you and love. You know what I mean? And as always, Chigaton. That means goodbye, but not forever in Finnish. And that's exactly where I am, Finland. And I keep saying, I'll see you on the other side of your fears, the other side of your excuses, and the other side of the world. And then I get here, and on the opposite side of my fear, I get a ride to Denmark, free ride. And I made a little bit of money so I can afford it and just go and believe in my business to keep bringing me income so I can keep going. And then I can get myself to the next destination. This is the new belief system. I hope that you join me. I hope that this message reach, preach, and teach to you this morning, because it was just like, wow, I would have never thought, after going there yesterday to get my medicine, and they're like, no. She said it like 8 times. I'm like, can we please move forward? She even called the hospital. They're like, yeah, you got to come back and get your paperwork. And I'm like, I just asked that bitch if I need my paperwork. Anyway, my friend said, hey, I know a doctor. Sure shit, within an hour, we had a prescription and I was taking antibiotics. So blessing number 1. And I need to get to Denmark. Hey, do you want to leave? He's like, hey, man, you're out this Saturday, but guess what? We're going to Switzerland. We're going to Denmark. We'll give you a ride. Fine, let's go. You know what I mean? I'm so okay with my life now. I'm more than okay with my life now. I'm more okay. More than fine with my body, and I'm definitely okay with my life and my soul. And that's where it comes down to. If you can have some soul conversations, some soul soup, and sip that nice and slow and just be like, it's a blessing to be alive. It's so hard to have life and not abort it, or not miscarry, or even find someone to make love to. That's where the blessing's at. I appreciate people telling me that they love me and they love my spirit and they love my tenacity and they love my logos, and they get tattoos of it, and they support me and they follow my dream. Hell, they could delete all of Saints Addiction and people still go back and resubscribe to my Instagram. That's support, bro. That's the love that I was looking for. That's the belief system that I'm believing in. And you can believe in whatever you want to. I'm sure the devil would love to chew up all your time with all your stress and not blessed. But I'm telling you here right now, this universe is beautiful. Even when it has clouds, and even when it storms, and even when it's rain, it's just reinforcing the spring. It's reinforcing everything in me to say, I took my problems for a walk and I came out of the forest with none at all. That's what it is. That's Saints Addiction. So thank you for watching. Thank you for believing. And thank you for sitting still long enough to see it. See yourself not stressed out. See yourself happy. See yourself calm. And it's changed my whole fucking life, bro. Normally you don't hear jets above, but that's what it is. So I'm going to sit in my silence. I'm going to thank the universe. And I want you to thank the universe too. Go be free. Peace. Ihana.